the addresses and give his suggestions how he has already gone.
Piyush Jain, Honorary Treasurer, my dear friends, Sri K.G. Raghavan, Honorary Secretary, Sri Suresh, Director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Sri Mahesh Joshi, Director General Doordarshan, Sri Manu Baliga, Commissioner Kannada Culture, Government of Karnataka, Sri Ramaswamy, Special Invitee from Chennai, Srimati Sarla, Undi Krishnan, distinguished friends. It's a unique opportunity to get so many scholars from diverse fields at one place. And I'm so happy to associate myself with this grand gathering. And I hope that this will be another revolution in the field of education if we all get together. Gandhiji had various types of people around him, and he wanted every man to be united to lead his movement for India's independence. Gandhiji was not a monk, he was a barrister from one of the Inns of Court from England, and he chose to practice in South Africa where there was apartheid, and he was such a communicator and a distinguished person that he could persuade a aristocratic Jawaharlal Nehru as his disciple. If you read Jawaharlal Nehru's life, son of Motilal, it was a very luxurious European way of life. Jawaharlal Nehru was educated taught by an Irish lady in those days as his clients, and I've seen that correspondence. But the moment Gandhi and Nehru came in contact, and of course Subhash Chandra Bose also, and many others, Gandhiji had that ability to persuade them to get into the freedom movement. Only difference that arose was some of the young, because some of the senior people, they said we can go with dominion status of India, but Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal, two young Turks at that time, they said nothing doing, we want full freedom. So a compromise was reached with the help of Gandhiji, and they agreed that Motilal Nehru should preside and the matter should be resolved. After that, Gandhiji wanted that you must accept the non-violence as the means to fight this freedom movement. And Sardar Patel, a very great administrator, India's best administrator, unifier, Sardar Patel himself was a barrister from the same Inn of Court. His elder brother Vallabhai, Vittalbhai, was also a barrister. And they were senior to each other by a few years, and Gandhiji persuaded all of them to come under Satyagraha, non-violent. Similarly, K. Munshi also was a great lawyer initially, and then he was put in the drafting committee of the Constitution along with Ambedkar, and he did all the good work with the did. But he had his own thinking. Let me put it very candidly. There were leaders who wanted that India should remain attached to its past, a glorious past which transcends all knowledge existing anywhere in the world. My own belief, society in a very specific area, but nothing like India, that you invite every kind of knowledge, which is K.Mun's first slogan, Mano Bhadrajan Vishwata. So we welcome knowledge from every direction, and that becomes India, because the assimilation of knowledge, which has continued about centuries in India, has produced the modern India. And Gandhiji was the most modern barrister. Nobody could go in lines close to England, argue with the Privy Council people. And he did it successfully. And the way he addressed his work of Gandhi reading, he, whereby his argument, legal argument, he satisfied the British that you must leave India. And the argument is in months were very convincing. And he convinced the people. So Gandhiji had that ability, and K.M. Munshi himself was a great Gandhian, and more Gandhian than all other leaders. But he was more than that a Arya Samaji. Arya Samaji, many people do not like to be said, but I, even as being a great Sanatani family, what we call it, in our own tradition, I modified my own thinking of that of Arya Samaji. Because K.M. Munshi did not believe in superstitions and rituals, which are really the main cause of evil in Indian societies, because we, by superstition, by assuring people wrongly, by creating false stories and some sort of magical stories, magical feats performed by religion, it's not possible. All these divine qualities. K.M. Munshi said we should revert back to the Vedic knowledge, which is of outstanding quality, and he introduced again Dayanand Saraswati's concept into modern education, because we needed a modern India, and by all standards our constitution provides the most modern way of governance in the country. The institutional framework which we provided in India is most outstanding, and we have given very fine constitution. It is all because of Gandhiji, because of Ambedkar, Sardar Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru, all these leaders. They were different. Shama Prasad Mukherjee, many people nowadays try to show as if he was opposed to Nehru and Nehru was opposed to Shama Prasad Mukherjee. Certainly not. I have records to show, I have read records where the Shama Prasad Mukherjee, Sir Asutosh Mukherjee family, they invited Nehru for a lecture in the Calcutta University when he was Vice Chancellor of Calcutta University. And Nehru agreed, and he delivered a lecture after Kamala Nehru's death. So they were great friends. No doubt, two educated people cannot have the same opinion, same thinking. But they had similarity of thinking of Gandhiji, that we shall collectively work to build a strong, vibrant India, and all agreed to work together. Otherwise, Sardar Patel himself a greater leader, more following than Nehru himself, but he agreed to work as the Home Minister under him. So many people who became first cabinet minister, it was because of Gandhiji, because he was the unifying force. So Gandhiji was also a great believer. Mark my distinction. I have recently had a critical analysis of Gandhian philosophy and Nehruvian philosophy. Gandhi insisted that we should have our deep-rooted faith in the ancient culture of India, which we call Hindu culture. And he says, I am a Vaishnavite. Openly he declared. And the famous song, which we repeat, Gandhi, Vaishnav Jante, Narsi Mehta's song. But Gandhi declared, I am a Vaishnavite. And he always said, I will bring Ramaraj. And he always spoke that language. Nehru did not. Nehru said, we will build temples of future India in the hydroelectric projects in the Bakra Dam. He made that statement. So he was a modern builder. Gandhi was an ancient thinker. He believed in ancient Indian thought, and that is how he blended everybody. And we got this excellent performance during the first 20 years after our independence. A good constitution within 3 years. Rashtrapati Rajendra Babu a unique person, again a lawyer. So Gandhiji gave assigned this task, and Nehru was the obvious choice of Gandhiji, nobody else. Otherwise, he had no following except Uttar Pradesh. Maulana Azad agreed to work under him because of Gandhiji. He was given the task of education, building education. All these years, but K. Munshi departed from all other people except Gandhi. He resigned as a cabinet minister. He again took to legal practice, and thereafter he was persuaded in 50s to become the governor of Uttar Pradesh. I saw him there. He was the best governor, not like us who are controversial. he was a magnificent scholar, and we saw him from distance. And thereafter he again left it and came back to bar. And I had the privilege to argue D.S. Grewal's case, that famous IPS officer in Pratap Singh Karon's time. Many people felt that he was being victimized, but K. Munshi agreed to argue his case. Then there was another case of Ramkishan Dalmia or Bharat Bank or somewhere, where Dinglefoot came, the QC from England, to argue that case. I was also associated by that case as a junior counsel. And K. Munshi was such a meticulous lawyer. Bhola Bhai Desai and K. Munshi. They were two great, and Sitalwad also. They were not contemporary, but they had that beauty of original side and all accurate side notes, and meticulous preparation on facts and all. Once Paul Shah was presiding and K. Munshi started arguing. Paul Shah was a Scottish judge in Punjab High Court. He interfered in K. Munshi's, when he was saying something, he intervened. And Munshiji put his file, he said, "My lords, I want half an hour to address you, but I want no interference in my submissions. Wait, questions must follow after I have spoken." He spoke about 10 minutes. After they said, "Mr. Munshi, your appeal is allowed." After 10 minutes. And then, "Thank you, my lord, now you wanted to say something to me." No, our doubts are resolved. Such a great lawyer. I mean, yet to see any lawyer, no doubt Lal Babu later on, Lal Narsingh also was a great lawyer, Sital was also. But he was far dignity of a lawyer, if we have to say, you could see in K. Munshi. And he never allowed the judges to teach law to the law. He was himself a teacher and a communicator. So his view on education, I believe India is unfortunate that we have missed. You can't divorce yourself with your father's tradition, with your mother's tradition, and great-grandfather and all this. These generation to generation, the knowledge which has travelled to India, the Karnataka, what kind of culture, heritage has been preserved all over India. We have such culture and heritage, which is a part of our society. We have to preserve it through our education. We are not throwing the modern education. In my early life, I read French, German, Italian, every language in the university. But I did my first degree in Sanskrit and Hindi, which is my language, the language of my grandfather, who was a Pandit from Kashi, and who was a unique person in the whole country, because that tradition. So Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan represents that old, ancient, beneficial, and yet very modern. I don't accept this, that the Vedas contain only ancient knowledge. No, Vedas contain some of that truth, which are time-tested truth. Satyamev Jayate. There is no other version anywhere like this in any literature. Then Tamso Ma Jyotirgame, Asto Ma Satgame, Satyamev Jayate. All these are basic things which society can disown all these. And Uttista, Jagrata, all these exhortations of Vedic society carried from generation to generation have to be told to the younger generation. Otherwise, you will create a supine society who have no knowledge, who are misguided, and as Kulpati said, without Vedic knowledge, without our ancient knowledge, without our knowledge which we have inherited, which Manu Paligar is doing in Karnataka, or Joshi is doing, Bharatiya Vidyamon is doing, it is carrying forward your own legacy, and our children must inherit it. We were not allowed to take our food unless there was a Prarthana Sabha in the evening in school. We never went to school unless there was a Prarthana Sabha. Keeping you linked with your all virtues of our society. Our education needs lot of work now. I met Prime Minister last month. I had 1 hour discussion. I said, sir, I have no right to advise you now on matters which of your government is concerned, but I am very much disappointed on 2 things. We have not been able to give proper education to our society. Some people who are affluent and rich, they can send their children, but what about the rural folk? There are no schools. Secondly, the health care. The children died of malnutrition and all this. This is where your new liberalization process is divorced from our Gandhian socialistic pattern of society. So you must do. He has agreed to give 8,000 schools. Again, our civil servants will wonder. We should give schools, if you want to build even one, you should build like Bharatiya Vidyamon. You go to Simoga. I have the privilege to see the Bharatiya Vidyamon school in Simoga. And what a school it is. A child who is admitted there will get the best education, modern education. So, all schools and colleges must be built on this spectrum, where you get modern education as well as knowledge of your own system. Then you will become a proper Indian and a proper lawyer, a proper judge. Venkatacharya is one of them. He is a saint judge produced by this very state. But what a change we have got in the judiciary. You know, as a member of the bar, that's not a very healthy sign. We have the tradition, we have to build it through the medium of education, and Bharatiya Vidyamon now must play a bigger role, but that cannot be done unless Sudhamurti gives us more money, or the Pai gives us more money, or society gives back. After all, in England, America, all the big universities, all institutions, Yale was built by one solicitor. Harvard, Yale, Tufts, Berkeley, they have been built by individuals, and they return the money back to the society. You are even now, Rockefeller, Ford, Microsoft, they are returning the money back to the society. I want one big university of the status of Kulpati, Dev Munshi in his name. If Karnataka, otherwise anywhere, I am a missionary, I will create it, you will see. And I want to do it actually for the legal community. If people agree, I have told Fali and Soli, all these fellows, you people say we are big lawyers, but I don't acknowledge you as a big lawyer. You are not returning back anything to the legal community. Unless you will do that, there will be no history for it. That is why I am committed. Uttar met me in England. Actually, great Uttar Krishnamurti met me in England with Venkatacharya ji and Nehmadi. We went there to open the Vidyabhavan in England. And after that, suddenly I found him. Otherwise, we did not meet thereafter. But today, he is no more. The whole movement needs dedicated people like him. Walk barefoot for the cause. Actually, this barefoot is a very good word for India. Because for good cause, you have to walk barefoot. And here, I think of all the things we need is a magnificent university, like Jawaharlal Nehru University. It has become leftist movement. We missed the point which we wanted to produce. We want a Kulpati PM Munshi Academy or university, full status. And then we can spread these schools and colleges, see what a change will come into it. I am convinced that education must be corrected. Education is correct, then people will say, Mantri Dev, Pitri Dev, Acharya Dev, Atithi Dev. Otherwise, who cares for the old and infirm parents? Nobody. Senior citizen. Who cares for the Guru, Yati Kulpati? And that is why he modified the society. I personally think you are doing a great cause. You may make money in your business, you make money in your real estate, but it will not go. When you come, you have closed fist, show as if I possess everything of the world. When you leave, you show I am carrying nothing for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And now thank you to His Excellency and all the members of the committee and the special invitees for making it possible and making this meeting a very, very memorable one. And I think we could have thought of any good beginning than this for the Lantern Jubilee of Manzvidya in the 25th year. I think a group photograph was being organized here, and I request the committee. I request please join the tea session. It's a high tea. I am sure that it will give us a beautiful meal. Please, Srinath, please speak. Please speak. And I think you should start from the other end so that you could help us and lead people there. And all our members and my colleagues, everybody, please don't have any hesitation. Please take the plates and we will start moving on that. Please.
ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಾರ
I think this should go to a lady.
I thought
It should be
that should go to lady with something inside. Lady doesn't take it.
No, she would always like to fill in, no? Nothing should be left to empty.
All these boxes I see in my
There would always be Robert to fill with something.
You're right.
So, with all my pranams, greet you.
Talk about the Gandhi Institute. The latest thing in Gandhi Institute is something which will be surprising. Those who are passing out of the Gandhi Institute who are graduates, they will be given 80 hours of free training by TCS 4 hours in 50 days and is absorbed by TCS.
Oh, great, that's great.
But now I
I
want
have signed an agreement with the
Whenever you want me to come, I'll come.
No, I don't
What-
mean
what else
immediate,
you
but
want?
we should
and senior citizen.
but we were waiting for your...
There's a course for senior citizen also.
Any company
Course for senior
You
citizen.
are in Bangalore, no? Then why don't you make it tomorrow or the day after? Or the day after? Today
Tomorrow
is
is Sunday.
Monday. Monday.
Monday will be here.
Monday if you could make it.
Yes.
Monday, I'll take it to the place.
You both of you talk, you send me the proposal. Yes, sir. I'm a man of action. I don't want the moment you start, it's starting, you will come.
Yes, sir.
It is recorded. Recorded. What do you say?